Today we're going to initialize the Aparavi MCP server using Windsurf to generate a boilerplate code from a mermaid diagram image. So let's go ahead and dive into that. First, we're going to start off with initializing the configuration file by going to Editor Settings, Windsurf Settings, Manage MCPs, View Raw Config, and we're going to insert our configuration. Next, we're going to initialize our session within the terminal. So we're going to open up a command line. We're going to set our llama parse index API key by pasting so like this. We're going to paste our Aparavi API key like so. Initialize it directly in the terminal. By now you're probably wondering, where can I get this API key? You can navigate to dtc.aparavi.com and create an account and generate your key there. It's very easy. Now we're going to move on to initializing the MCP server itself by running npx aparavi-mcp at latest. And what that's going to do is it's going to reach out to npx and download and begin running the latest version of the MCP, or Aparavi MCP server. Awesome. So now that we have that set up, we're going to go ahead and begin incorporating it into our, or using it to incorporate our mermaid diagram into our project. Once we get our MCP server initialized and running locally, what we can do is we can begin chatting with the LLMs within Windsurf to effectively generate mermaid markdown from our JPEG or our image file, right? So as you can see here, this image is broken down into 3 separate layers. We have the UI layer, the business layer, and the data layer. Once everything is up and running, we are going to go ahead and use the image that we created from our whiteboard session moments ago, and we are going to drag it into the chat on the right-hand side. We are going to paste our prompt for the MCP server to execute the tasks that we want it to, which is effectively parsing the text from this image. And what we ultimately want is mermaid markdown from this image itself. So we're going to execute that. We can pull up the server itself and we can see all the magic happening under the hood. So in just a moment, as you can see, Windsurf is parsing through that. It's going to send the task itself to the MCP server, which it has already received. And then from there, our MCP server will go ahead and parse that data and return the text that we want. Awesome. Very quick, very easy. So from here, as we can see in just a moment, Windsurf will actually output the response from the server itself, which should look something like a UI layer, a business layer, and a data layer being described as in the image. Wonderful. There we go. Everything has been output as we expect. So if we just kind of give it a quick comb over to make sure everything is what we anticipated, we could see that the MCP server has responded with a UI layer, the business layer, job layer, or the data layer with text, with the text that was actually nested within those. So from here, what we can tell it to do is generate, we'll say build it. And now we just sit back and watch the magic happen. And now if we look over in the left-hand file explorer within Windsurf, you can see that our project is now being generated from the image that we initially gave it. Boom. Now we've just generated a complete working application from a whiteboard session we had only minutes ago using Aparavi's MCP server along with Windsurf's AI-generated or AI-powered IDE. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.